I want to be ninja.
Could be loco.
Oh, empréstame tu caballo.
The ads. That's a clear reference to the movie They Live from way back in 1988, where the main character found glasses that showed the aliens secretly controlling Earth. I bet your parents or grandparents knew this one, but you didn't. Get ready to lie, and that there's something behind all the ads. That's a clear reference to the movie They Live from way back in 1988, where the main character found glasses that showed the aliens secretly controlling Earth. I bet your parents or grandparents knew this one, but you didn't. Get ready because now we're about to blow your mind with tons of other details you didn't notice in Gumball's 7th season. Still in that alley scene with the hobo, we noticed the word monster spray painted on the wall. It's the exact same word we saw written on the wall in Elmore's sewer back in episode 06. The traffic. Could it be that the same person tagged both places? Probably yes. The real question is, who did it? That's definitely a mystery. Still in episode 11 of season 7, we noticed that when the boys look at the screen of Gumball and Darwin's new phone, among the notifications that pop up, if you look carefully, you'll spot a rainbow symbol. That's definitely no coincidence, since rainbows are part of both the old and new logos of the show. To wrap up the hidden secrets from the app, when we see the hobo's past life, we find out he worked in a tech company. While scrolling through his timeline, there's a character in yellow overalls and blue skin, which is clearly a nod to the Minions. But that's not the first time we've seen this character. He also appeared in the episode where Gumball and Darwin try to teach Nicole how to use a computer. Now let's talk about another detail that only a few people caught. In episode 12, the entrance, when Darwin and Gumball are talking with their girlfriends in the school hallway, Alan shows up and Gumball not so subtly pushes him away with a pencil. And when Carrie turns around and looks back, if you play the scene in slow motion, you'll notice her second eye shows up, both closed and open. Man, I just love this kind of detail in Gumball's animation, don't you? This one you'd only catch if you watched Gumball's earlier seasons. When the boys are looking for clothes to wear to Tobias's party, we see a bunch of fun references. On the side of the top bunk, you can spot the outfit Gumball wore in the episode where he and Darwin became comic book superheroes, created by Sarah in past seasons. We also see the wizard hat Gumball wore in the episode where he learns to brew magical potions with the witch, Hector's mom. Another piece of clothing we noticed in the Watterson brothers' mess is a police cap sitting on the bottom bunk. That's the same hat Darwin wore in the episode where he pretended to arrest Gumball in front of their neighbor, Mr. Robinson's house. Still in the same episode, one of the most controversial of the season, we see that the perfume the boys find in the attic turns into a bizarre hallucinogen after being boxed up for years. When it accidentally spills, Chief Donut goes totally crazy too, and we get a version of the episode with a strange new art style. After all that madness, when the squad car pulls up at the police station, notice that on top of the building there's a sign that says The Cop Shop, which, of course, is just a hallucinated version of the police station we'd seen in other episodes. In that same sequence, when the police car crashes into the wall of the station, if you pause just a little earlier, you'll notice that from one of the cell windows, there's that old rope made of tied-up bed sheets hanging out of a window that's clearly been busted open. That means somebody recently broke out of jail, which honestly isn't too hard to believe given the skills of Elmore's police officers. Actually, if you keep watching the episode until the very end, you'll see it wasn't just one prisoner who escaped, but several, and all of them end up breaking into Tobias's house to completely trash the mansion of the spoiled little rich kid living all by himself. That proves even Gumball's hidden details are all connected. Before we continue, just a quick reminder. If you're into movies, shows, and cartoons too, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now, deal? Now, looking inside Tobias's family mansion. If you didn't catch it, the guy is so egocentric and obsessed with himself that he's got a giant portrait on the wall of him striking a stylish pose. But hold on, if you think Tobias already loves himself, himself way too much, it's because you didn't notice there's another painting on the opposite side where he's holding a dumbbell, acting like he's super ripped. Clearly his goal was to impress as many girls as possible at his party. Now be honest, had you noticed that? Going back to the scene where the squad car smashes into the station, we notice something written on the back of it. A little pun about the police unit. It says it's Unit K09. And in case you didn't know, K9 is the term used for police dogs and security teams. Jumping now to the episode The Letter. There's a pretty cool detail that probably showed up in earlier episodes, but since this is my video and I only just noticed it, I'm telling you now. When Darwin goes to talk to Carrie during recess, you can see the school bulletin board behind them, and one of the funniest posters on it definitely has to be the one that says Free Zone. And if you look closely, you'll see the drawing shows a teacher choking a student with his bare hands, just like Homer and Bart in The Simpsons. And if you look closely, you'll see the drawing shows a teacher choking a student with his bare hands, just like Homer and Bart in The Simpsons.
You little! I'll teach you to laugh at something that's funny!
There's also another poster about Elmore's school musical theater group, and, surprise, surprise, Ocho Tutmorsel is part of the group, hiding way off on the left side of the poster. Who would have guessed that a hot-headed guy like Ocho enjoys acting, singing, and dancing, right? Speaking of hidden talents, in the very next scene when Gumball meets Darwin behind the school to deliver what he believes is Darwin's love letter to Carrie, there's a poster on the wall behind them advertising a talent show. And guess who? It's headlined by Mr. Robinson, the Wattersons' neighbor, who we already knew liked to sing and dance from one of the episodes in the show's early seasons released about 10 years ago. That just shows that troubled folks like Ocho and Mr. Robinson might just be frustrated performers. Yeah, no, I think it's safe to say they're just plain mean. When Miss Simeon notices Darwin holding the paper in his hands, she forces him to go to the board and read it out loud to the whole class. And since the entire episode revolves around Darwin's crush on Carrie, it seems like the animators slipped in a little Easter egg on the chalkboard in the background. That's because the word love is written there for some reason. Even Miss Simeon herself probably wouldn't know why. Moving on to the episode The Glut, the 14th of season 7, there's something pretty interesting going on. When Richard's stomach, which nobody knew had a mind of its own, starts messing with the TV remote, we quickly scroll past a Netflix parody filled with little icons, and it's called Flick Flop. Among the shows and movies available, we spot some pretty cool things. For example, it looks like in this universe the clown is pretty famous, since he's got his own series, as we can see from the icon with his face on it. It's probably something similar to the It movie in our world. On top of that, we once again get a reference to the franchise that exists in Gumball's world called Star Odyssey, a parody of the famous space saga we all know, Star Wars. Seriously, like we showed in our very first video of Season 7 details, this Easter egg pops up so many times in the show, it's only a matter of time before we see the Wattersons in some kind of intergalactic battle. In the following episode, The Wrinkle, the entire Watterson family is at the doctor's office with Anais, and on the wall, there are a bunch of posters, just like in pretty much every other episode. But this one is way different. Look closely, it says, wash your hands. But that's not all. If you pay attention, you'll notice a bunch of flies buzzing around the hand, and it's smeared with some brown stuff. Is that really what I think it is? Drop your guesses in the comments. What do you think that brown mess on the hand is? And to wrap up today's list, right after they leave the doctor's office, when Anais shows Darwin her workout plan, we spot some pretty wild little details. Not only did she paste Darwin's face over what was probably a picture of a Yakuza member holding a Japanese katana, but if you look closely at her notes, you'll see a post-it where she apparently mapped out a secret assassin club in Elmore. Even more than that, they wear masks, and of course, according to her plan, Darwin will eventually join this elite group in the future, at least if his little sister has her way. If you want more videos like this, drop a comment down below with #more. We're leaving 2 really cool videos here so you can keep hanging out with us on the channel. Click and have fun. Thanks.